So in our history in the United States of America, our ancestors had a lot of land, and we were the number one group farming in America. Now, farming is so important to any nation because the people who produce your food, that's what you need to nation build. Now, black farmers in this country has suffered a lot of loss. Now, in the United States, black farmers had lost roughly $326 billion worth of acreage during the 20th century, according to a first study to quantify the present-day value of that loss. And land loss is a contributor to the racial wealth gap in the United States, and an issue that has been marred is the relationship between the United States Department of Agriculture and black farmers. Now, they say wealth and land is one way in this country that you're able to grow opportunity for your family, said a Dr. Dana Francis, professor of economics at the University of Massachusetts, Boston, and lead author of the study published on Sunday in American Economic Association Papers and Proceeding Journal. Now, they said that when huge, groups, of black Americans were denied that opportunity, it speaks to the intergenerational wealth gap that opened up in part due to this type of land loss. And I say the land loss was due to a discriminatory USDA lending policies and forced sales of co-owned land called heirs property, among other factors, according to a study. And I say the study calculated the compounded value of declining acreage owned by black Americans between 1920 and 1997 in the 17 states where almost all black-owned farms were documented using data from the USDA Census of Agriculture. It said this is just not theoretical. It said, but this is empirical data. Okay, said a Dr. Derek Hamilton. They say these are real losses that occurred. It said in 1910, black farmers owned more than 16 million acres of land, according to experts. It said in 2017, when the most recent agricultural census was done, that figure was just 4.7 million acres, about 0.5% of all farm land. Now, that's what hurts the black community right there. These people systemically take land, force people off their land, all kind of things that they've done to black people is why you have this big wealth gap. Land equals wealth. This is why even in South Africa, they were talking about getting the land back, because the land is where you're going to get your wealth from. 326 billion figure is a conservative estimate, they said, the authors. They say in part because it does not account for the multiplier effects, like whether black farmers could have used lost land as collateral to make other investments. Now, they say a Biden administration effort to provide debt relief to farmers, they say, of color, as they say here, as part of the American Rescue Plan Act, is it framed as repair for past USDA discrimination, is currently stalled in court after white farmers argued it was discriminatory. Well, we know from the California Reparations Commission that you cannot put black or any kind of race on there because they can do exactly what they're doing there about discriminatory. If they want to do something, they should say, okay, well, who are the people either alive today or their descendants that lost farmland, and we're going to pay them a reparation for the loss of that farmland. You go from 16 million acres to 4.7 million. No, they need to be paid a reparation, and they can do that legally by paying a reparation to someone that actually has a legitimate claim about the land that was taken away from them. But in every area in America, black people are sabotaged. That's our story in America, sabotage. When you look at these other groups, like you see the Indians coming in and the Arabs coming in and the Asians, and people say, how do these people come in our neighborhoods and they get all these businesses in our neighborhoods and we struggle to even get one business in our own neighborhood? Sabotage, because they set them up to do very, very well. They make sure to inject money into these people. Do you know when these refugees come over here, they give them money? They give them opportunities that they don't give black American people. This is why a lot of black American people are against immigration, legal or illegal, is because of the policy of the government. And from what I'm learning, most citizens in different countries are not too keen on mass immigration at all, especially when it comes to people coming in on a low skill work tip, or I'm looking for a better life tip, because you're looking to take something. People don't mind you coming into their country if you already like has a business already. You're hiring people, you're hiring the local people there. You contributing to society. They're cool with you doing that, right? But when you have all these people coming in talking about, I'm looking for a better life, then they coming to get something. And that's the people you really don't want. I'll just be on with you. I'm just keeping it 100. You want the business owners to come in who already got their money and who's willing to invest in the community. You want the doctors. You want the people who have some sort of skill. You want the engineers. You want those kind of people. That's the only way you can continue to build your country up. You can't have a mass flood of people coming in that's looking for low skill work, because you're going to start stepping on citizens' toes, period. But what has happened, like I said, to our, brothers and sisters who have farms, like I said, the sabotage is so deep. It's so deep, because many of y'all like to tell me, you going to fight. I want to know what fighting looks like. I need to really ask that question. What does fighting looks like to you? Because the sabotage that they do in this country is embedded into the system. You understand? And how do you give those brothers and sisters their land back? How do you do that? How many years would it take for those brothers and sisters to get their land back? Look at the Bruce's Beach situation. It took over 100 years for that family to try to get their land back, right? 100 years. And white folks tried to fight that. They tried. It didn't work, but they tried. You understand what I'm saying? But versus they got land all over the place, in a lot of places, at least I went to, vast land mass in the African continent, the one I've seen with my own two eyes. And you can get that land over there. You can start farming and really start making a difference. And shoot, man, you could ship some stuff here. I'm a firm believer making connection over there, and that way we both can benefit. Man, we need to do that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just like, say, for me, the sabotage is just so embedded into this system. It's embedded. And brothers and sisters work hard for their situation. Then I've covered stories where they sell black farmers bad seeds on purpose so it can hurt their crops. I mean, there's so much sabotage they do to black farmers. So much. And they don't deserve that whatsoever. But y'all let me know what you think about this situation here. When the majority of the farmers in this country at the turn of the 20th century was black people. And now, that number is just this small now.